What's happening, everybody? My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video, doing one for every game this season, getting everybody ready for the upcoming Laker matchup. The Lakers got the Timberwolves on Friday night. Hopefully, it's better than the last one they played. But I'm going to talk about three things today. I'm going to talk about Minnesota themselves, some things to watch out for, how the previous matchups went. I'm going to talk about the injury report for the game. And I'm also going to get to a little story on LeBron. Before we get to all that, just a little recap so far. Sunday was a much-needed win, even though it was against Portland, one of the worst teams in the league. Not a very good team at all, but considering the way the Lakers have played the last few weeks, the Lakers will take a win when they get it because there has been not a lot of life in this team recently, and if a win against the Trailblazers gets you going, they're going to have 4 days of rest, almost 5 days by the time they tip off against Minnesota, so hopefully they kind of bring a different energy to that. But my first story, insider on LeBron. This was an interesting report per Steve Bulpett of Heavy.com. A source close to the situation said that the Lakers won't be able to return to title contention until star forward LeBron James decides to end his legendary career. The quote was, exact quote, "Until LeBron leaves, it's not going to be a good job, you know." The source continued, "You're going to be held to a standard that isn't realistic. LeBron's almost 40, man. Come on. He still has some great things because he's freaking LeBron, but in terms of getting that team to be good consistently for a period of years, a contender, it's not going to happen with how it's set up now." This is an interesting comment. I do think a lot of Laker fans would agree. I know, honestly, I agree. And I think people take that to mean LeBron is holding the team back, but people go, LeBron's having unreal seasons. LeBron's doing this at age 40. He shouldn't have to carry the team. And I completely agree with you. But the other part of this is that LeBron's taking a max salary player, whether LeBron likes it or not. So he's taking all the money. So if you're going to take all the money, this has nothing to do with LeBron's legacy. LeBron is one of the all-time great players of all time. What he's done for the Lakers, he brought him a championship. I'm not saying the Lakers can't go far this year. They can. But it's going to have to be a lot like the last few years where they get in a low seed and they're going to have to fight and they're going to have to be healthy. Maybe they're going to have to live with some losses early on because of the load management, because of LeBron not being able to go every night. But it's tough when one of your max salary level players, I mean, he's out tomorrow night against the Timberwolves. So he won't be playing. You're already seeing load management early in the year. Unless he's getting serious load management, it's the last few years you've seen it. The Lakers get to the playoffs and they're completely gassed out because the last month of the year, they've been kind of playing playoff basketball, things that other teams in the top of the Western Conference haven't had to do. They've kind of been able to rest guys, coast to the finish line, and then turn it up for playoff basketball. The Lakers have been on a chase the last 2 years, and I think early in the season, it felt like when the Lakers had a pretty good record when they were 10-4, it was like maybe the Lakers won't have to do this. And LeBron, Anthony Davis in any series, I'll take them. I'll take them in a 7-game series. LeBron can muster up all he's got at age 40 and be a handful because we still see it. LeBron's an unreal player still. But the last couple of weeks, the losing streaks, the bad losses, this is still a team that, you know, right now is in the play-in. And it's all bunched up. It's for the taking. They're neck and neck. Minnesota is a half game back of them, so this is a big game. But you're going to need to create some distance. And with LeBron taking load management, I just don't know how much distance you're going to be able to create and then go on a run in the playoffs. I hope I'm wrong. I certainly – for a positive spin, I do think the Lakers, if they're able to get some rest, I think they're a live dog against any team in the league. I really do, because I think that, and you know, still the trade deadline, everything to go. LeBron and Anthony Davis, when they're locked in a couple game scenario, 7-game scenario, they're tough to put out because when they're on, they're on. But it's tough over the 82-game season when you see other teams. I think this is what this insider is meaning, is that you have other teams max salary level players who are playing every night. And LeBron, it's not his fault. He can't do it at this age. He would break down, and it's crazy what he's able to do at this age anyway. The fact that he's putting up these crazy numbers still at age 40. But it is kind of tough that I feel like if LeBron had taken less money, and I know people are going to go, nor should he. He's, you know, done unreal things for the sport. And he's done unreal things for the Lakers, and I get all that. But what this insider is saying is that you sacrifice things on a bench when you have multiple max salary level players. And when one of those max salary level players can't play every night because of their age, then you're dealing with the rest of the bench that you're dealing with because of that salary. It's like in the NFL, when a star quarterback takes all the money. It's like, that's great and all, but you're not going to have that number 3 receiver. You're not going to have that sub-in linebacker or that third safety. You can't pay him. You can't pay him all unless you're drafting unbelievably. And thank God the Lakers have. They drafted Dalton Knecht, which has really saved the Lakers season. I mean, if the Lakers didn't have Dalton Knecht, I don't know where the hell they'd be, because Dalton Knecht they kind of got hit with a life support, a lifeline, and the fact that you got a really good young rookie. I know he struggled a little bit in some games over the last few weeks, but he's going to be a really good player, and I think he's just going to get better and better as the season goes on. No one, I think, could have expected him this early to be this good. You know, the 37 points in the one outing and some big performances since. We'll see what they do at the deadline. Again, I think any team with LeBron AD can be a live dog, but at the same time, I get what this insider's saying is that, you know, when LeBron retires, there's been a lot of trade buzz the last week about the Warriors possibly checking in on him, the Kings, San Antonio. There's a few teams that would be interested in him. I'm not sure that it's the worst thing in the world if something did happen, because I think that if you were able to clear up a max salary level player and really focus on, there's some young talent on this team, and Anthony Davis, even though with all the injury history, is still somewhat young at 32 years old. I think the Lakers won't, when LeBron leaves, be in a complete rebuild. I think they are not that far off, but the age of this team does show sometimes, and it's hard to kill LeBron for that, because he's age 40. But then again, he's a max salary level player, and it's tough when he's not out there every night. So we're going to see how the Lakers play on Friday night against the Timberwolves. They did it last Sunday against the Trailblazers, but Minnesota and the Trailblazers are two very different teams. So we'll see how they do. Maybe he'll play, but maybe they'll play better. Who knows? I was watching Alan's show this morning, and there were certainly some people in the comments that felt like they would be better without LeBron James, which seems crazy, because you want LeBron out there. I don't know that necessarily is the key, but I do think there is some sense the Lakers maybe play a little freer when LeBron's not on the floor, because we do know that at the end of games, LeBron definitely does, take all the last shots, which he has earned the right to do so. But so it's interesting. I don't know when that's going to be. If it's after this year, does him retiring kind of hinge on where the Lakers are at? Is if the Lakers are kind of out of it, it's kind of like a swan song, he's done, or if he really feels the Lakers are going to have a shot, is he going to kind of ramp it up into gear? We'll see. But hopefully this LeBron being away from the team is just temporarily, just for Friday night, because the Lakers are certainly going to need him. They can't be having too many games where LeBron is not playing for a realistic chance to be winning night in, night out. Looking at the injury report for this game, as I mentioned, LeBron James out, Jackson Hayes still out, Christian Wood out, Jared Vanderbilt out, Jalen Hood-Schifino out. LeBron did mention this a week ago. He really feels like the injuries on this team have played a big factor. I do agree with that. I think Jared Vanderbilt, especially defensively, this team's defensive metrics have been terrible. And, that's going to be expected when your best on-ball defender hasn't played all year. And I think Jackson Hayes is really starting to come on a little bit before he got hurt. Christian Wood adds another dimension at center, some fouls to throw instead of it always being AD. But so AD's probable. He's likely going to play tomorrow night, and Reeves is questionable. Hopefully Reeves goes, because if Reeves is not going, the Lakers just don't have a lot of scoring from other places. They're going to need some guys to step up. You're going to need your Max Christie's, your D'Angelo Russells, your Rui Hachimuras to really have a big game, along with Anthony Davis. Looking at this Minnesota preview, Minnesota has been they're an interesting team. They're half game back to the Lakers. So record-wise, the Lakers, again, are right in all this. They're just a few games out of being high up in the West, but it just feels like night in, night out, you don't know what you're getting from the Lakers. We've seen the teams that's beaten this Minnesota team. We've seen them beat the Phoenix Suns. We've seen them beat not the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Sacramento Kings, and we've also seen them get blown out by Miami and this Minnesota team just a week and a half ago. So it's tough to get a read sometimes what this Laker team is. The Lakers won the opening night matchup. AD had a huge night in the upper 30s in scoring. Beat Minnesota to open it in LA. Minnesota definitely got their payback a couple weeks ago. They won 109-80, absolutely shut down the Lakers. The only guy who really played well in this game was D'Angelo Russell. He had 20 points on 8 of 12 shooting. That was about it. AD had 12, Rui had 10, LeBron had 10, Knecht had 6, and the bench really just did not contribute. So this was a 3-game streak by the Timberwolves that started with the Lakers, where they held the Lakers to 80. They held the Clippers to 80 in the next game, and the Warriors to 90. Their last game, they ended up losing to the Warriors 114 to 106. But this team is built on defense. They are a very good defensive team. Obviously, Anthony Edwards, one of the best young players in all of basketball. Julius Randle has started to mesh after that early season. He hadn't obviously meshed on night one. He hadn't got much time with the team, but he started to mesh a little bit and become a big scoring threat. Naz Reid, McDaniels is a really nice player. He's an excellent defender. And then you got your veterans, your Mike Conleys, your Rudy Goberts. So big time defenders. I hope the Lakers come out with some fire. They will be missing Joe Ingles in this game. That's their one injury. He's a shooter, but they're going to be healthy besides that. Both teams coming off a lot of rest. Vegas is liking Minnesota in this game. They're favored by 8.5. The total is set at 214.5. This is my thing. I want the Lakers to win badly. Whatever happens, show some heart. Show some fight. Because that was a rough couple weeks of basketball. You had a nice game Sunday. You beat a Trailblazer team that no one's giving you credit for because the Trailblazers aren't good. But again, a win is a win. That's all the Lakers can do. They can only play who's in front of them. You got to show some heart. This team absolutely punked you last time. Only scoring 80 points in the NBA today is, you get 80 for showing up to the gym. Guys, the way guys play defense now, 80 is not something that is a horrible night. They got absolutely shut down. You got to think the guys are going to take that personally. And I'm looking for, again, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, D'Lo. I'm hoping Austin Reeves plays. Other guys got to step up because they're going to be throwing everyone at AD. Gobert and Naz Reid are going to be trying to give AD a handful. And some of these guys, Gabe Vincent, have got to step up and hit some shots with LeBron out until LeBron can come back, hopefully later this weekend. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you listening to the video. It's been a few days, so thank you. And Alan will get you guys on the post-game show and doing his thing, killing it as usual. So have a good one. Go Lakers. Hopefully we're talking about a win here, and we'll get ready for the next one. Thank you.